Hello friends, Christy Darlington here with Creative Profits Academy, and today we're going to be talking about how you can create images for your blog articles using some AI image generation tools. Okay, I don't know if you can see all of this, but these are some of the images that I have been developing with a tool called Stable Diffusion. Okay, you can see this is at stablediffusion.ai. It's an app that you can find on your computer. And let me go ahead and just show you a little bit. I put a prompt in because I'm doing an article on greenhouses and how to build it with affordable or cheap ways of doing that. So you can see here in some of these images right here, I put in this text prompt: small wood frame pallet greenhouse with windows in the backyard garden. Now, I put small wood frame because originally I just said wood frame greenhouse, and it produced some of these images you can see over here. They're actually really pretty. And it looked a lot more than a simple DIY project. I would use this more for promoting maybe some of my products that I'm going to be selling on my drop shipping store that I'm linking with my blog site. So I decided not to use this first set of images, and instead I decided to use a new set of prompts. And instead of saying wood frame with used windows, I said small wood frame, and that's what it came out: small wood frame pallet greenhouse. And you can see the pallets here in the base of the greenhouse. And this one, I had a little problem with it because, first of all, it's got some incomplete wood slabs that I don't really like how this looks. And so I'm going to show you how you can correct some of these images when AI does a little mess up on the image that you want to use. So what we're going to do is first download this to my computer. This is a tool called OrphanView, and what I like about this, it's a free graphics tool. So here on OrphanView, I have the ability to resize, resample images to reduce the amount of megabytes that it takes. I can also use it to kind of get things to an exact size. Now, I know there's lots of tools out there. I know with those who are using Adam's tools, he has something called CropBot, and that is a really great tool to use if you're working with Sheraton Media's tools as well. But if you don't have access to that and you're just looking at a simple tool that can crop something different sizes and different images, OrphanView is a good free program that you can download. Let's say I'm going to be creating this for my blog, featured image, and because the way the featured image is set up, if I put this whole thing into my article, well, first of all, I'm going to have this text down here. The stable diffusion text, I don't really want it to show on what I'm going to be showing in my article. Plus I have this funny little wood sticking up right here, and I really want an image that isn't too wide because it's going to go in the header of my article, my blog article, because the way WordPress works, especially with the theme that I use, it will put this in as a featured image that will try to show up at the top of the page. And if I let the whole entire image show up, it's going to make it too wide, and a person has to scroll down quite a bit on the page to read my article. So I'm actually looking at I'm going to just cut this right here. Okay, so I have the image cropped just how I want it. If you can see the line across here, I have it ready to crop. And then I'm going to hit edit, and then I'm going to hit crop selection right here, and you can see it is now cropped it just to the sizing that I want for my banner image, and I've also cropped out that top little funny looking wood piece. So this will give a person an idea of a pallet greenhouse. As you can see, the pallets are here, and this is using scrap wood to build a greenhouse. This makes a perfect image for my blog article on how to make a greenhouse using scrap material that you can find and source locally. All right, so now that I've got this, I'm going to hit File, and we're going to save as. I'm going to close out of this OrphanView. And now we'll go into my post that I'm building right here in Green Living Off Grid, where I've got my article that I've been working on. And I also want to point out too, I have added a few videos I found on YouTube that demonstrate how to use old windows, different plastic bottles, cube houses, pallet building. This one goes into some of that. And there's different videos that I'm finding to go with the articles that I'm doing, and each of these are linked up to my Amazon search terms for each of the products that people can get on Amazon if they want to supplement their recycled materials that they're getting. And so these are just some neat ideas for building a greenhouse that I'm building out, and I'm going to continue building this content out next, and then I'm going to feature this on my email list. So here we are at the bottom on the right hand side of my WordPress blog post, and you see this right here on the down portion of the screen. It says featured image, set featured image. This is exactly where I'm going to click, and I'm going to hit upload because I just cropped that. I'm going to go into my file where I saved that. Here it is, greenhouse using cheap material. This is going to be my header image. And I want to point out too, this is something I forgot to check when I was in there, but WordPress, the SEO plugin that will allow you to import this to your different social media sites, they like the items for the set featured post to be a certain dimension. And something I want to show here, okay, it has different scaling options in here. Let me go ahead and start coordinating it a little bit larger. Sometimes they want the image a little bit bigger. I don't think this one's going to be a problem because 16:920 is a pretty good large width. So if you need to adjust anything, you can do that in here. Okay, so I want to show you this as well. Let's say you decide to import that very same image into your blog post. It gives you options here because I'm using something called WP Rocket. And with WP Rocket, I want to show you how it will serve different size images depending on what the dimensions are for it in your article. So here I've got, I can do a large size, I can do a medium size, and full size, which is 2000 by 980 or 798. So what's the reason I would choose a different size? Well, when you're trying to get a page to load quickly, WP Rocket provides these different options because you can decrease the size of your image within WordPress to aid in image loading for that page. So I wanted to show you that's a neat little feature that you can do if you're going to add this directly into your page. You can see here I chose the larger size, and let's say, oh, that's too large. I don't want to go that large. Let's say I want to do not full size, but let's say I want to do large. See how that sizes things differently, and it can fit your text around it. And you go in here, okay, I don't want it taking up that much space. Let's say I'll do the medium. And there you go, you've got the medium option. So there's a lot of neat little things you can do, but I do recommend WP Rocket to put on all of your blog sites. There is a charge to it, but it's worth it because it greatly increases your page load. So there you have it. This is how I designed a blog article. I kind of used ChatGPT to kind of get me thinking about each of these things that you can do to build a greenhouse affordably. But then I'm also searching YouTube for videos I can put in. I'm searching Amazon wherever I can have something like this. I'll show you what Amazon. I chose wood frames kits on Amazon, wood frame greenhouse kits, and I decided to put this in. I grabbed my text link, and whenever I do a blog article, because I have different tracking links for different stores, or different blog posts. In this particular case, this blog site being Green Living Off Grid, and then I have my Cats and Gadgets YouTube channel. So I have different tracking links, and so I have set up Green Living Off Grid specifically for this blog to differentiate it from my regular YouTube channel. So that's another thing that I do, so I can track my clicks off of different mediums and see how well different types of materials, whether it's a blog or a YouTube video, how well is that performing on the different platforms. And this is one way you can tell. And when I do a full link, look at how it comes up with, let's see if I'm just going to copy this because you can't see this real well. Let me just show you what this does. I'm going to bring up a Word document so you can see the text on this. I'm going to blow it up. You can see my tagging right here, Green Living Off Grid. That is my unique store tracking. Whereas if I had my regular tracking, which is my YouTube link, it would say Christina Dar, I think is how it's worded. I always forget how they did it exactly, but yeah, it would be this tracking right here, Christina Dar, for my partial last name. So Amazon sets up the tracking link originally. I didn't have a say in this one, but when I added my new tracking link for my store, then I was able to specify Green Living Off Grid. So this is another way that I'm able to track how well my blogs are doing versus how well my YouTube videos are doing. And of course, this get link function is really nice, especially when you're on YouTube and you don't want that long link. You can click the short link option instead of the full link option. So this is a good way, especially with some of the new rules on different platforms. They don't like super long links. So this is a great, like a tiny URL link that you can put in your articles. But for my blog, I really don't care if it shows a full link, because when I do my article, I just link it to the words itself. I don't show the link. And so nobody really cares what's underneath all of this. If you go into edit, you can see I chose the long link. Now, another advantage of using the long link is if you ever do change out store ID tracking links, which I did. I converted from Christina Dar to separate my blog site from my YouTube channel. You can go into this text feature here in WordPress. You can copy all this text into a Word document, and I'm going to show you how I do this. Paste it all in here. Okay, I'm going to check and see if I have Green Living Off Grid. I'm going to search for this, and let's see if it's correctly tracking. And look at that. It is tracking right here. You can see Green Living Off Grid. These are kind of unique ways to get into the backside if you have to fix those links, and that's why I do full links within my blog articles, but on my YouTube channel, I'll do the shorten link options. Additionally, let's say I was dealing with this the other night. I went into my YouTube channel. Okay, so let's say you're on your YouTube channel and you have multiple links on your page and you don't know if the correct tracking is what you want it to say. This one here is a searchable link. So I want to check and see if it searches this and other hydroponic plant foods, and it searches not just a specific product. So what I'll do is I'll open up that link, and I want to see what my tracking link is on that. Well, you can see there's the search term is up here. So that means it's pulling correctly what I wanted to have searched for that link. Now I'm going to click over here to the get link text. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand it out, full link. Now, because this is my Green Living Off Grid YouTube channel, not my Cats and Gadgets, I wanted to have the Green Living Off Grid tracking. So I'm going to check this link. Did I do it correctly, or do I have the old tracking on it? And so I'll go down and I can see, I don't know if you can see this real well. I can see it right here, but it's the code. It's hard to see on the screen. So I'm going to copy this again, because you guys can't see all that. And there we go. There's my Green Living Off Grid tracking link for my Green Living Off Grid YouTube channel. Whereas if this was being featured on my Cats and Gadget channel, then I would have it say Christina Dar. But you could check your links that way too. If you have a shortened link and you want to check to see what tracking code you used, you can just easily bring it into Amazon and do what I just showed you here in clicking within Amazon get link, and then look at the full link versus the short link that you had put on the either channel or the blog site. So those are some things that are good to know and easy ways to track. I hope you enjoyed this overview on how I tie in my blog articles into Amazon, and I will see you in our next video.